Ricchetti scores!
Ricchetti scores!
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back to Big Boy Arena. Second Battle of I-94 this season, and the first in Fraser between the Prowlers and the Motor City Rockers. Will Wiggleman with you on the PHP Network. And it is the Rockers home opener. As you see, the score from last night, a dominant 5-1 win for the Port Huron Prowlers. As they controlled the game, they controlled pretty much everything that went on in that hockey game, significantly outshooting the Rockers and setting season highs and lows in the shots department. The Prowlers with season high 56 shots on goal in that game. Every single period, they set a season high for shots on goal in a period, and they held the Rockers to a season low for the Prowlers, 27 shots against. That's the fewest shots the Prowlers have given up in a period this season. They also gave up just 3 in the first 20 minutes. That's the fewest the Prowlers have given up in any period this season. Plus, they scored 3 goals in a period for the first time this season. They're 5 goals on the night, the most they've had in any game this season. You can go up and down the list, but at the end of the day, that was the best game statistically and on the ice, certainly, for the Port Huron Prowlers this season, unequivocally. And they get the big victory, their first regulation win this season. And they also won't have to see Mike win. As you saw, he got a match penalty. We will talk more about that in just a moment. But the win for the Prowlers jumps them ahead of the Rockers in the Empire Division standings, up to 4th place. Rockers down to 5th. The Hudson Valley Venom picked up a point last night, so they move ahead of the Dashers, who now sit in dead last in the Empire Division. And it's still Binghamton and Watertown locked up at 1 and 2, tied in points. Still, as those two jockey at the top of the division, it really feels like right now that it's Binghamton and Watertown and everybody else. So that's where they are right now, as we're early on in this season, and the Prowlers and the Rockers getting set to get underway. We'll right back with you in just a moment with more of the pregame show.
Hi, Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, we are working on some technical things here, so pardon the interruptions as we're working with the staff here with the Motor City Rockers. I mentioned Mike Wynn would not be in this game as we take a look at his night last night. He got a 5-minute major and a match penalty. And on top of that, a 2-game suspension. He headbutted Brett Lockhart right near the end of the game. A bizarre-looking play. And Wynn earns himself a 2-game suspension for that. So he will not be in tonight's game, and the Rockers will have to play a man short. Meanwhile, Daniel Chartrand is playing in his 100th FPHL game. All 100 of those games coming as a member of the Port Huron Prowlers. As you look at his career stats here, nearly half a point per game as we pause for tonight's national anthem. Pardon all of these interruptions as we are working to get a camera feed for you. We're hoping to connect with the Motor City cameras tonight, but unfortunately we have just found out that that will not be able to happen, so just getting everything set up for you real quick right now so that we can show you tonight's game. So stick with us here on the PHP Network YouTube channel. Again, we've just found out from the Motor City staff that we will not be able to get a camera feed from them, so we're just trying to adjust things accordingly as we continue to move along. Let's take a look at the Prowlers lineup for tonight's game. And a very similar lineup, although two players that will not be in tonight are Isaiah Paris and Ludwig Thelstrom after they both left last night's game with injuries. So we will take you down to ice level as the Rockers get set to announce their entire roster, and we'll just leave you there again just so we can continue to figure out some of these technical things so we can make sure the game can go on and be on here as well as it can be. Again, we apologize. We were expecting to be able to get the camera feed from the Motor City Rockers broadcast team tonight, but we are waiting to find out if that can be the case. So thank you to Rockers broadcast team helping us out again with the camera. We're finally able to get a camera set up, and that's what this is what we'll have for you for tonight's game. Again, apologies for all of the delays. Hopefully we'll be able to get this broadcast up and going as the Rockers continue to announce their players out here on the ice. It is their home opener, so they are announcing the entire roster, but we can go through for you tonight's starting lineup, and it looks a little bit different than what we posted on social media, as it looks like it will be Matt Graham's line with, or pardon me, it will be what we post on social media is Austin Federley and Tucker Scantleberry and Jake Vaughn. They are the expected starting forwards, while Ben Brockway and Brett Lockhart, the expected starting defensemen, and Terry Nusiainen will be in between the pipes tonight for the Port Huron Prowlers. Again, trying to take this weekend series, the two-game set between these two teams, as it is the first Battle of I-94 of the year, and the Prowlers trying to sweep the first weekend. And an odd thing that we saw today is that the Rockers put up banners, like championship banners, over in the far end of their arena to commemorate winning the Battle of I-94 the last two seasons. Well, in Port Huron, we only put up banners for winning actual championships, and that's what the Prowlers have, the 2016 Commissioner's Cup Championship banner hanging on the wall. So that was certainly an interesting surprise when we came in today to see those banners, as players were expecting the national anthem to be now. It typically is around this time after they announce the starting lineups, but instead, they did the national anthem early, which is why I was a little bit messed up with that. But let's take a look now at our starting goaltending matchup. It will be Valtteri Nusiainen and Trevor Babin for tonight's game. Nusiainen going for the second straight night. He made 26 saves on 27 shots last night to pick up his second victory of the season. You see those fantastic numbers that he has in the early going. Meanwhile, Babin, not so great numbers in his early going, not Trevor Babin-like certainly, and we'll see if he's able to find his way to a more Trevor Babin-like form as this season continues to get underway. Prowlers are going to start on the man advantage. We'll find out why in just moments, but Carson Baptiste, delay of game, he's in the box, so it's a Prowlers power play to start things off. And they've switched up their starting lineup to their first power play unit in light of that. And possibly a violation leaving the ice after warm-ups. Here's Scantleberry from the outside, hit the side of the cage. And the Rockers get TJ Sneed, clear it all the way back down. The Prowlers will have to go all the way back and start things up. On the near side, it's Johnson. Whips it up to the blue line. Lockney on the backhand. Floated it into the catching glove of Trevor Babin, and he hangs on for a whistle and a face-off. Well, the Prowlers power play 1 for 4 last night, ranking at just over 20%, and that is good for 5th in the FPHL. Other unit out there now for the Prowlers. They see it cleared all the way back down ice. Up the right wing side, Chartrand lost the handle, and the Rockers able to dump it right back down. Now it's Lockhart trying to work his way in. Tried to feed it over, couldn't do it, and Rivers looking to move up. Instead, Parsons took it back. And Colton dumps it all the way down. Again, pardon all of this sporadic movement of the camera. We're really just setting up in the last couple of minutes right before puck drop. We found out that the camera connection wasn't working, so we're still working on making it as good as we can here as Nikita Petrovitsin moves it up to Lucas Lockney on the left wing. He stood up there by Chin. Now Petrovitsin down to Matt Graham, finds Johnson one-timer, he whiffed on it, and the puck ended up in his skates, and it's cleared out as the penalty expires. Just over 2 minutes gone in period 1. Prowlers unsuccessful on an early power play, so still no score. They work it to the near side blue line's point spot as Lockney tried to slide it down low, couldn't do it. Now Parsons with a wrister through traffic. I think that hit Chin right in front of the goal crease. But the Prowlers keep it in again. Lockney down low, deflected, and Babin able to get a kick save on it. Now it's Baptiste trying to fight through Adam Heinzel, couldn't do it. And Port Huron turns it back up. But the pass towards Lias off a skate, and Campbell turns it back the other direction. Heinzel stepped up on sneak. He didn't get all of him, but he did enough to keep the Rockers from getting a clean zone entry. Motor City looking to move out. It's Campbell. That one shot all the way around. Campbell back over to the far side. Heinzel gets there with A.J. Ryan, who slid it down behind the net. Gavin Fleck. Reverse, and he gives to Luke James. And now it's Parsons. Behind the net, sends it up towards Lias. He was tripped up by Ryan, who was digging for that puck. Motor City keeps it in, and Rivers goes after it in the corner. Prowlers move out. It's James to the red line. He tosses it in. Both teams making changes. The Prowlers get 5 new skaters out there. We approach 4 minutes gone in period 1. This one goes all the way down. No icing as Brockway tied up there with a rocker. That was Chris Ciolik in on the forecheck. Lockhart moving out, gets it to Federley, left wing side. His shot steered to the corner. Not sure if Babin ended up getting a touch on that or not. Now back the other direction, up and down hockey. No whistles yet. We're 4.5 minutes in. Rotundi at the left point. Gives it over to Colton at right point. Wrister through traffic. That's stopped by Nusiainen. They get back to Rotundi again. That shot goes off the back wall. And then Lockhart down right in front of the net. He's slow to his skates. Prowlers fans in attendance wanted a penalty. They won't get one. As Chartrand able to chip it out. Now Vaughn battling for that puck. That slid into the Rocker zone. Lofted back out, glove down by Brockway. Quick up towards Vaughn, knocks it down, and he's able to get it in deep. Over 5 minutes gone in this opening period. Still no whistles yet as Baptiste shot stopped by Nusiainen. The rebound was available, and Baptiste overskated it. Alex Johnson gives it up to Petrovitsin, and now Scantleberry starts a rush. As Graham, but he tried to slide it there, didn't work. Graham plays it around the wall. Johnson pinches in, but it's chipped past him all the way down, and icing called against the Rockers. We'll take a timeout. 14-14 left in period one. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network, providing resources and funding to help start or grow your business. Small business support in participating Region 6 counties. Take advantage of the network's free training and events for entrepreneurs and small business owners. The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network aims to boost your chances of success. Learn more about the network's Small Business Cohort Program. With rentable workspaces, business coaching, training, and funding opportunities, it's time to become a client of the Eastern Michigan Small Business Network.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, no score, 14-14 left in period number one between the Prowlers and the Motor City Rockers. We are just getting the camera affixed to the tripod now so that we should be fully back in business at this point. Offensive zone faceoff for Port Huron. Austin Federley in to take it against TJ Sneath. Federley wins it back clean. Johnson over to the near half wall. Scantleberry on net, stopped by Babin. Rebound, Federley slid it back on, but Babin had the pads down. Vaughn was tied up, but Austin Federley able to get to that puck. Another icing call against Motor City. Prowlers up 4-2 in shots right now. Rockers are averaging over 50 shots against per game in their first 5 games. Certainly not a place they want to be. And they have good goaltenders, but it's really tough to overcome a shots on goal against disparity like that. As a big hit there on Scantleberry was thrown. That gets the crowd that is the biggest that I've ever seen here at Big Boy Arena going just a little bit. Slid over towards Federley, but he couldn't pick it up on the other side. And now wrapped around towards Scantleberry. Baptiste moves it on for Avery Smith. Dumped it right in, goes off the back glass. And now Rivers in on the forecheck, harassed by Heinzel. Rivers off the side of the cage, and Heinzel, first one to pick it up on the other side. Lockney makes a couple of moves through center. Down to Graham. Back in front, saved by Babin as he robbed Lucas Lockney. That's what Trevor Babin can do. He can steal you some saves. There's Chartrand cycling it down deep to Lockney. Left it for Graham, fighting off some checks. Backhander off the back wall. Graham again. And that one off the side of the cage, and Avery Smith trying to kick it up to his stick, couldn't do it. Lockney dropped for Graham, back to Lockney, he shoots, and it's gloved by Trevor Babin. 2 big saves from the Rockers netminder on Lucas Lockney. 12:37 left in the opening period. And you know Trevor Babin can steal games, and he is certainly on his way to doing that so far in this one. Of course, the Rockers would need to score some goals to give him some support, but he has certainly stolen some goals away from the Port Huron Prowlers, at least so far. Play continues. Battled for on the near half wall. And Rotundi sends it over to the far side. Theo Rowell, who didn't play in last night's game, tried to chop it out, came off the lines and back to him. And now it's Sam Gagnon. Drop pass. And a big hit along the sidewall on Ciolik. Brockway trying to move it along. Colton in deep to keep it alive. Now at the points, Rotundi who lets one go. Kick saved by Nusiainen. Colton off a leg. Rowell trying to turn and send it back deep before he's dumped by Houlihan. Prowlers on a rush. It's Gavin Fleck stepping around Rowell to Houlihan, and he just pushed it wide as he was tied up by Colton. So Fleck, who also didn't play in last night's game, had it poked off his stick as he tried to dangle through 4 purple jerseys. Prowlers resetting their own end. Johnson drops it for Petroditsin. Around the net. He bounced it up, but it's pushed right back into Prowler ice. Federley on towards Scantleberry, taken away by Tim Delaney at center. Now Johnson revs it up. Tried to make a pass towards Federley. That ended up in no man's land. Baptiste with a dump around. Bit of a slow pace at this point of this game. Neither team able to get too much going in the last minute or two as Delaney off the back wall. Rivers tried to center it, but it's taken away by Austin Federley. 2-on-2 rush for the Prowlers. Scantleberry, and they blow it dead. The arm is up from the back referee all the way back in the Prowlers zone. A slash has been signaled. I'm not sure who it's going to be, and now they're sending the Prowlers captain Austin Federley to the penalty box. So the Rockers with their first man advantage of the night, first true balance penalty kill for the Port Huron Prowlers in this hockey game. So we'll see the Rockers man advantage for the first time. They have been putrid so far this season. 5.3%, 0 for 3 last night. It's been a big struggle for them, but they'll try and get on the board first with the man advantage. As it starts with Will Campbell walking the line. He gives it off to Baptiste and gets it back. Baptiste down low. Sneath in the bumper spot. Just couldn't find the target, but that's a great look. Baptiste again. Over to Campbell. Rister deflected just wide, and Sneath first on it. Baptiste walks in, gives to Campbell. Now Milam from the outside, the one-timer, stopped by Nusiainen. That one just gets to the line. Campbell kept it alive. And now Campbell at the point. Hands off to Baptiste. Centering pass. Sneath, turnaround shot wouldn't go. Milam over to Baptiste. Rockers have had all the pressure on this power play. Tried to send it across, but Kuhn couldn't handle the feed. Kuhn tried to get it to the net. Now it's Sneath at the dot. His shot wouldn't go. Campbell at the point. Now to Milam. Feathered it through, but couldn't find a stick. And now Campbell again bangs it back in. Prowlers PKers have been out there for 1 minute and 25 seconds. They still can't get the puck out. Campbell had his pass partially impeded by Chartrand. The drive by Milam blocked. And finally, Port Huron dumps it out, but they send it into their own bench. Rockers fans getting loud, all kinds of pressure from Motor City. And an arm is up in the air from the referee. We'll see what the call is when we come back right here on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not...
Not a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 9:04 to go in period 1. And the Rockers will have a 5-on-3 for 23 seconds as Luke James heads to the box. 2 minutes for slashing is the call. So the Prowlers will have to kill this one off. Rockers fans certainly getting involved early. And that clearing attempt stopped by Rotundi. He walks in, thought about the drive. Now Colton back to Rotundi. They play catch up high. Avery Smith is right in front, and now he slides out to the slot. Colton, one-timer. That one goes off of Rivers and wide. Rivers moved it up the half wall. Austin Federley out of the box, and now it's 5-on-4. Colton walks in, he shoots, and he scores. Josh Colton with a power play goal breaks the ice tonight for the Motor City Rockers. Just as the first penalty expired against the Prowlers, Colton found some space and he fired it top shelf. It's a power play goal for Motor City. And now Avery Smith is heading to the penalty box, so maybe the Prowlers are going back to the man advantage. And it seems that they are. So Avery Smith to the penalty box. Prowlers power play back to work. They're 0 for 1 tonight. Rockers man advantage, as you see now, they're 1 for 2. So Graham and Gagnon will take the face-off after the Rockers goal to begin another Prowlers power play. Austin Federley skates his way up. Back pass for Lockney on the left wing. Lockney dumps it around. Rotundi the first one on it, and he's able to clear it all the way down. So Federley collects back in his own end. Graham into the offensive zone. Offside, delayed offside against the Prowlers. They have to touch up, and Rotundi wasting all kinds of time. And he tried to send it down, but instead it's blocked by Lockney. His pass to Scantleberry, though, only found Gagnon, who gets it out. And now Johnson works it over to Graham. Graham gets in. Dropped pass to Johnson, the trailer. He curls back. Prowlers look to set up. Johnson just sent it to the far corner. Hopped over Colton's stick on the way there. Ryan couldn't get it out. Now Graham down to Lockney. All the way around the net. 50 seconds left on the Prowlers power play as Johnson goes down the right wing wall. Johnson down to Graham behind the net. Tried to put it out in front. That was blocked, and Colton finds some empty ice, and he clears down. 32 seconds left on the man advantage for the Port Huron Prowlers. As Avery Smith is in the box for cross-checking. Officially is the call. Lockhart, right wing, into the offensive zone. Comes all the way around. Brockway left it there in the corner for Vaughn. He turns, and Vaughn to Lockhart. Over to Brockway. His wrister stopped the rebound, popped out, and the first one on it is A.J. Ryan. He sends it down ice just as the penalty expires. The Prowlers power play 0 for 2, and they trail 1-0 in this game with 6.5 to play in period 1. Campbell over to Milam, and he lops it all the way down. The Rockers are no longer killing a penalty, so that's just an icing on the Motor City captain, Jamison Milam. So Port Huron will get an offensive zone face-off. They'll send out the Luke James line. He'll take the draw against TJ Sneath. One to the wall, sent towards the net. That may have changed direction on the way through as it went wide. Campbell, he was skated out, fighting through a couple of checks, and he dumps it in. And I believe that one left the playing area out of play, and we'll see, or no, Parami Nusiainen held on to it. It's tough to see here from this press box in Motor City. If you listened to me the last couple of seasons, you've heard me complain about it. You can't see the whole ice from here. We're doing our best. As James, battled for in the corner, comes back to Nusiainen, and he'll cover up once more. Shots right now favoring the Prowlers 8-6. They trail 1-0 on the power play goal by Josh Colton. Prowlers man advantage is 0 for 2 right now, and the Rockers power play 1 for 2. After last night, a game with barely any penalties, we are getting some here tonight. Already 8 penalty minutes between the two teams after 17 total penalty minutes between them last night. Off the draw, Federley able to sweep it to the wall. Lockhart tried to go around the net. Kuhn kept it alive, but his centering pass couldn't find a teammate. Vaughn pulls up all the way across towards Federley. A little too much heat on that pass. Prowlers keep it alive. Campbell up the boards. Scantlebury came in to throw a check. Now Baptiste hands off for Sneath. He'll retreat behind his own cage. They try the right wing side with Milam, who lofts it right into Alex Johnson. His pass to Scantlebury. He couldn't get it, but Scantlebury threw a hit. Vaughn off the turnover, tied up, and finally got a shot away from the outside. Missed the target. Graham couldn't get it back towards the net. Scantlebury, though, first on it. Twisting and turning behind the cage. Tucker Scantlebury hands off for Graham, pardon me. He was looking for Vaughn in front. Instead, it's lifted out, and the Rockers get some fresh bodies on the ice. Under 5 to go, period 1. The quick pass is for Chartrand. Slid in on Babin. And now Colton makes a pass up to Ciolik. Ciolik turns the corner. Lead pass towards Gagnon. He didn't get a touch on it, so that is icing against the Motor City Rockers. 4:31 to go in period 1. Prowlers trail by a goal. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 4:31 to go in period 1. Rockers with a 1-0 lead on the Port Huron Prowlers. Will Wiggleman patching it together tonight on the PHP Network. Thanks for sticking with us. We are getting help from the Rockers production crew running our camera tonight. But we are all set to go as face-off, as that pass goes in front from Chartrand. Couldn't find Lockney. And now Rowell on the half wall. Gagnon lofts it out. Glove down by Parsons, and now Brockway. He rips it all the way around. Colton gave it up. That touch pass towards Gagnon wasn't clean. Now it's brought up by Theo Rowell. Turns back. Tried to float it across. That hit a couple of Prowler sticks. And Ryan rips it around the wall to Rotundi. Wrister towards the net. Ends up behind the cage. Heinzel couldn't get it out. He threw the body into a rocker. Comes to Rotundi at the point. His drive held onto by Terry Nusiainen. little more extracurricular than chatting going on. Parsons and Rivers involved. Port Huron and Motor City both making changes. Avery Smith, who was the center of a couple of penalties in last night's game, will take the draw against Luke James. And Smith knocks James' stick out of his hands. We'll try it again. And Smith kicked out of the faceoff circle. Faceoff finally won back by Rivers. Prowlers take control though. Outlet passes to Leas. Harassed by Delaney. Able to turn it towards the net. James first on in the corner. Sidesteps a couple of hits from Rockers. There's a delayed penalty coming up against Motor City. A hook is signaled. And the special teams unit trots out again for Port Huron. We'll see who they have. It may have been on Leas, who was coming into the zone, and he was held up. And it is Tim Delaney going to the box, who's the one defending Jonas Leas. The Prowlers man advantage with a chance to tie the game. Third opportunity of this first period. Off the draw, Campbell run into the backboards by Vaughn. Campbell is slow to his skates, and now he won't get to his skates. They'll blow it dead with Will Campbell down in the corner. Jake Vaughn certainly not a malicious guy, but he is 6'5", 220 pounds. And going into the boards against Will Campbell, who stands 5'11", 175. Campbell needs some help to his skates, as he'll head off the ice. Campbell gets some help off the ice from Jamison Milam and team doctor Ashley Fox. Prowlers power play will continue. 7 seconds ticked off of it. They'll drop the puck at the same spot. TJ Sneath is skating over to the door, to the Rockers locker room with what I believe is a medical bag. And now Sneath will head over to take the face-off against Daniel Chartrand. Off the draw, Lockhart got it back to the line. Parsons flips it across to Brockway. So Brian Parsons taking Ludwig Thelstrom's spot here tonight on this power play unit. Thelstrom left the game early last night. He got slashed and had an injury to his finger, as we found out after the game. As the Rockers get this one out. One of two Prowlers who left the game early with injury, the other one being Isaiah Paris, who Port Huron put on 15-day IR today. As another clear by Motor City. Nusiainen plays it around for Federley fresh off the bench. The Prowlers switch up the unit. Up towards Graham, tapped back to Johnson. The puck rolled on him. They'll have to try again. They go Lockney's way this time. He dumps it around. Scantleberry comes together with a rocker in the corner. And now Rotundi wins that battle. He gets it off the glass and all the way down. Prowlers power play is not getting the looks or the opportunities it got in last night's game. Maybe an adjustment from Motor City as Federley weaves in. Puck hopped away from his stick. Graham quickly down to Lockney with 24 to go on the man advantage for the Prowlers. Lockney across, jumps in a shot from in tight. I think Babin got a piece. Now Johnson again. Over to Federley. Back pass towards Scantleberry. Now Graham in the corner, out to Lockney. He's shoved down by Avery Smith. And taking the puck is A.J. Ryan. Just as the penalty expires, Ryan gets the hip from Austin Federley as he tried to make a move. Graham's stick fails him, as he tried to move it up to Scantleberry. Centering pass stopped by Nusiainen as A.J. Ryan had a glorious opportunity thanks to the broken stick of Matt Graham. Graham just tried a simple pass up the boards, and his stick snapped. That gave the Rockers a great opportunity. So the faceoff will be deep in Prowler territory. Port Huron with only 4 skaters now. Alex Johnson steps out. Referees tonight are David Fleming and Bob Langdon and Cody Lang. The linesmen are David Fleming and Dallas Mitchell. Milam off the draw. His shot was deflected and it went just wide. Final minute of play of period 1. That shot from Kuhn didn't find the target. Milam again from the outside. They blew it dead before Sneath put it in the net, and Johnson takes exception to that. And Johnson and Sneath are going to go, but the men in stripes right in on them, not letting Johnson get free. As the whistle blew for a penalty, as the pass was coming over to Sneath, Sneath decided that after the whistle, he'll just put it in the back of the net anyway, and Alex Johnson didn't like that. Kuhn and James were tied up at the top of the circles. TJ Sneath and Luke James both heading to the penalty box. I believe Adam Kuhn is going that direction as well. Sneath will actually head off the ice. I believe Johnson should too, as they each will get 5 for fighting. James and Kuhn both in the penalty boxes, and we'll have to figure some things out here, as the Rockers lost an offensive opportunity. Simply put, they had a backdoor pass to TJ Sneath. Not sure if that pass would have gotten through anyway if everyone didn't stop playing after the whistle, but either way, it got blown dead, and Alex Johnson did not like that TJ Sneath thought he could just put that puck in the back of the net after the whistle blew. 52 seconds left in period number 1. We invite you to stick around for the Moses Roses smoke break as we finally get episode number 4 of Behind the Eyes, the Port Huron Prowlers behind the scenes training camp documentary. We'll also take a look at some storylines from around the league besides the one where the Rockers fired their head coach earlier today. It's all coming up in the first intermission report here on the PHP Network, the Moses Roses smoke break. Still 52 seconds left to go in this period before we get there, and as we've seen, anything can happen. It's been a wild one from the broadcast booth to the ice. Federley and Gagnon look like they'll line up for this face-off. They'll stay 5-on-5. So the penalties to James and Kuhn will not affect on-ice manpower. They each get 2 for roughing. Scantleberry on for Austin Federley. Has to settle it down, and he's forced back. Federley across, goes behind Heinzel, and now skating into his Ciolik, but he overskated it. Gagnon able to get it. He comes together with Heinzel. Shot towards the net, steered away by Nusiainen, and then the Rockers had trouble with it. Here come the Prowlers with numbers. Lockhart, Scantleberry gave it back, and he scores! It's Brett Lockhart who gets a shot to the face after tying the score. Great give and go between him and Tucker Scantleberry. First of the year for Brett Lockhart. A Rocker fumbled the puck on the near side half wall. I couldn't tell from here who it was, but Lockhart took advantage. It was a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 for the Prowlers. Gave it to Scantleberry, who gave it right back, and a great play between those two. And Brett Lockhart, his first of the year. And we have a tie game. 20 seconds left in the opening period. Ryan floats it across to Rotundi. Pass up to Rivers. 10 seconds left to go. Rivers on the backhand. He slid it in softly on Nusiainen. Rivers put his stick on Nusiainen's glove, and Parsons doesn't like that. And another crowd gathering. Nusiainen covered it. Rivers gave a little tap with his stick on Nusiainen's glove, and the Prowlers will not accept that on their goaltender. I think if anything, Eli Rivers is lucky that Adam Heinzel wasn't on the ice, because Heinzel would not have been as nice as Brian Parsons is. Adam Heinzel might have thrown his gloves off if he was standing right behind Eli Rivers when that happened. And Graham taken out of this face-off, so it will be Chartrand against Smith. They tie up there at the dot. Comes to the corner. Brockway took a big hit from Smith. Time expires. Smith and Graham going at it. And now more Prowlers come in. Brockway wants after Smith. Parsons getting involved with Rivers again as well. And a fitting end to this period as fans stand in the way of my camera. They're also standing in the way of me. I can't see what's going on, but such is life here at Big Boy Arena, where the press box is low and apparently the expectations are lower for what's going on the ice. Lots of penalties so far in this opening period. We'll see if there are more coming up as we head to the first intermission. And once again, coming up on the Moses Roses smoke break, it will be Behind the Eyes, episode 4, fourth and final of the Port Huron Prowlers training camp documentary. Also take a look at the storylines from around the FPHL. It is all coming up on the PHP Network. 1-1 our score between the Prowlers and the Motor City Rockers through 20 minutes of play. Well, the Prowlers are celebrating their 10th anniversary season, and you can get exclusive 10th anniversary gear at the Prowlers team store. Come find us on the west end of McMorran Arena at every home game or online anytime at prowlersmerch.com. And you can scan the QR code on your screen now to visit the online shop. Look your po-ho best with gear from the Prowlers team store. 1-1 through 20 minutes here in Fraser between the Prowlers and the Rockers. It's been a testy one, so be sure to stick around right here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Seriously, not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
I mean, it's constant evaluation. I mean, we're evaluating these guys every practice, every drill. We just did video on the reps in practice yesterday. So I mean, we're constantly evaluating, constantly seeing what guys are capable of, what they're willing to do. But yeah, we're also gearing up to play an opponent too. So that's important as well too. The game isn't won or lost in opening weekend, but now it starts to matter, and now it starts to count. So we want to start building, and we want to see progression towards the ultimate goal, which is a championship.
All right, I don't know how to play this game. What we're gonna do is you'll alternate throws on the side with your partner, okay? The goal is to knock down all the pins. If your team knocks down all the pins before the other team does with alternating throws, you get a point. We'll go first to 5 points, and then we'll move on to the next stage of the bracket from there.
So that's glasses working for the goalies actually. So they close your vision, and then when you need to catch the puck, somebody give you the passes, you need to move your head first and your eyes, and then it's helping me to control my arms, because sometimes when I catch the puck, my arms are moving back. With these glasses, usually I turn my head first, and after that I catch the puck. So it's easier for me and better. Sometimes some players give me the pass so fast, and I didn't have a time for moving and control the puck. So I need be ready for everything this season. Yep.
It's progressing. We got a lot of new faces. I think a lot of guys, even in a short time, they're a week and a half, made a lot of great strides. And it's going to be a learning curve. We got a lot of new guys. The systems, the expectations that we're asking of the players are different than what they're used to. So it's going to take a little time to implement. And that's just a line of communication between the coaches and the players has to be really good. Be able to ask questions and explain things thoroughly. And as long as we're making progress and building each week, I think that's what we need to do right now. That's the focus, is continuing to improve every day and building. And I think that'll lead to great success as we move along here.
Oh, wow. Looks amazing.
Hey, you're playing with me.
All right, sounds good.
Season of Port Huron Prowlers hockey. It began with a championship, and now it continues as the longest consecutive team in FPHL history. We're underway in the 2024-25 Port Huron Prowlers season.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Welcome back here to Big Boy Arena, first intermission, and we are tied at 1 goal apiece. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I'm just finding out that I may have accidentally broken the news that Steve Shannon is no longer with the Motor City Rockers, because it apparently was not anywhere and people are asking me about it. That is information I was told by multiple people here in Motor City who are in and around the team, so it is not information I made up. The first I heard of it was the PA announcer was doing the warm-up and practicing every name on the Motor City roster, and he said the coach, and it was not Steve Shannon, so I inquired, and that's how I found out that he is not with the organization anymore. I apologize if anyone is upset with me for breaking that news, because again, I did not realize that that was not already common knowledge, or at least knowledge around outside of this building, but apparently that's where we are, so apologies for that. But anyway, we'll move on, and we'll get into some storylines from around the league. We start with games from last night. Sammy Bernard pitched his second shutout of the season. He hasn't given up a goal yet for Columbus. He is 2-0 and has played over 120 minutes in those two starts, as the first start went to overtime, and 2 shutouts for him. So an early great beginning to the season for Sammy Bernard. Dylan Infantino of the Watertown Wolves was suspended for 2 games. He received a game misconduct for a lewd/inappropriate gesture after the Wolves' overtime win last night. And speaking of the Wolves, he won't be able to serve 1 game of that suspension tonight, as their game against the Hudson Valley Venom was postponed. The FPHL posted a story on its website citing bus issues for the Watertown Wolves. So we are at November the 2nd and already having games postponed with the Wolves, and the Venom not playing tonight. Let's take a look at some games that are in action tonight. You see the postponed delayed on that one, but we start with the hat tricks and the Black Bears through 20 minutes of play. It's Chase Harwell and Caden Henry with the goals, both of them coming within the first 2.5 minutes of the game, and they are tied up at 1 in bingo. Just about to get underway in Baton Rouge. Dashers and Zydeco. It will be Parker Rutherford for the Dashers, the Dashers Hockey Club of Danville, Illinois, and for the Baton Rouge Zydeco, it will be Brendan Colgan in between the pipes. We move on, second intermission between the Carolina Thunderbirds and the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Gus Ford, the only goal there in Winston-Salem, 1-0 T-Birds through 40 minutes of play, and they're through 20 minutes in Columbus. Second home game for the River Dragons, and it is 1-0. There is no score yet, pardon me. Athens and Monroe have yet to drop the puck. That is an 8 o'clock start in Monroe between the Rock Lobsters and the Moccasins. So that is the other game, one of 2 games that has yet to start tonight. And of course here, it is 1-1 between the Prowlers and the Motor City Rockers. As we take a look at the game stats so far, 9 shots on goal for either side in that opening period. So much more even first 20 minutes than we saw last night. Prowlers power play 0 for 3. Rockers power play 1 for 2. They scored just as the 5-on-3 expired. And we already have more penalty minutes combined tonight than we did in last night's game. 18 combined penalty minutes between these two teams after 17 last night. But the only goals from Josh Colton and Brett Lockhart. 1-1 our score as we get set for period number 2, and we take a look at our PHP Network trivia question with Daniel Chartrand playing in his 100th career FPHL game. All 100 have come as a member of the Port Huron Prowlers. So tonight's question, we want to know how many other skaters, not goaltenders, and also other, not including Daniel Chartrand, how many other skaters have played 100 games for the Prowlers, regardless of if their entire career was spent for the Prowlers or just 100 games. We want to know how many players have suited up 100 times in Port Huron Prowlers gear. Put your guesses in the comments section, and we will take a look at the answer coming up at the start of period number 3, as both teams are hitting the ice now. Trevor Babin getting set in the goal crease to our left. 8 saves on 9 Rucker shots in that opening 20 minutes, while Terry Nusiainen in the goal crease to our right. Also 8 saves on 9 shots in that first period. 4 players are in the penalty boxes, 2 aside to begin period number 2. James, Johnson, Kuhn, and Sneath. All of them got 2 for roughing. I thought Sneath and Johnson were going to get 5 for fighting. Instead, they have it down as 2 for roughing for each of them. But so that is where we are as far as the penalties go for the start of the second. As we are just moments away, hopefully, from dropping the puck on this second period. Austin Federley and Avery Smith will take the first draw of the Hungry Howie's second period, and we're underway. Game tied at 1. Dumped into the Rockers zone. Babin handles it, and he covers up for a whistle and a face-off. Just a few seconds into period 2. Prowlers with an offensive zone draw. We went the first over 5 minutes of that opening period without a whistle. We get our first one just a few seconds in as Babin punches at that one. Federley looking for the rebound, and he couldn't put it back out in front. That was bouncing. Lockhart down deep. Scantleberry working on Milam. Scantleberry cycles it deep. Chin and Vaughn get there together. Now Vaughn out towards Scantleberry. Has to settle it down. Rising shot knocked down by the glove of Babin. And Chin moves it along to Rivers. Now on to Smith. Enters the offensive zone. Outside try right into Ben Brockway. And out comes Scantleberry with speed. Tucker Scantleberry, nice dangle, gets to the net, but he couldn't tuck it home as he just lost the handles. He got to the crease, frustrated with himself as he goes back to the bench. Graham with a steal behind the net, put it out in front, but Colton was the only one there. Chartrand got it off of Rotundi. He just turns and fires it down ice, and on the fresh sheet, that will slide for icing fairly easily. And everybody out of the penalty boxes now. Both teams back to full strength. Again, we were playing 5-on-5. But now both teams with everyone on their benches. Prowlers up on shots early, 2-0 in this period. As Rotundi moves it along to Rowell. And now it's Heinzel across to Parsons. Up towards Graham at the blue line. He stopped up there, had to make his team stop to not go offside. Heinzel finally gets into the zone. And now Chartrand to the net, deflected. And hit Lockney. Turnaround try, kicked out by Babin. Gagnon made a pass towards Ciolik, had to come back for it. He dumps it around. Nusiainen left it for Parsons. Around to Graham, keeps it moving for Chartrand. Lockney, 1-on-3, and the puck taken by Baptiste. Ciolik, back to Baptiste. Right wing side, watched by Johnson. His shot stopped by Nusiainen. The rebound was in the slot. Graham rescues it, and he sends Gavin Fleck on his way. Fleck with a shot, stopped easily by Babin. Rebound cleared out. And now Kuhn sends Sneath in, and he shot it just wide. And he was hit by Petroditsin. Johnson up to Michael Houlihan. His shot rising and controlled by Trevor Babin for a whistle and a face-off. Opportunities on either end right there. Both goaltenders making saves. It stays 1-1. Leas and Sneath on this draw, tied up. And Sneath able to win it back. Rimmed around towards Kuhn. Tried to slide it to Baptiste. Johnson read it like a book. Petroditsin to Leas. Stick handles at the center dot before dumping it in. Chin right back out. Kuhn sidestepped a hit from Leas, but Leas got on the right side of the puck. taken away by Sneath. Gets to the middle of the ice, drop pass to nobody except for Jonas Lias. On for Fleck. Over to Houlihan in the middle of the ice. Makes a move, and his shot stopped by Babin. Goes off the glass. Nobody knows where it is. Lias first one on it as everyone figures out that it dropped on the far side. Rivers back for Delaney. Back up to Rivers. Pass was out of his reach and banged back around by Lockhart. Shin to Delaney. And now Rivers. He lofts it out. Knocked down by Federley's stick, but Smith the first one to touch it. Smith tried to dangle, and that one didn't work as Brockway stood him up. Now Rivers tried a centering feed, taken away. Scantlebury up the wall. Vaughn couldn't get it out. Now sent on net, steered off the glass. Ryan picks it up on the other side. Federley tried to reverse behind the net, turned it over. Centering pass to Ryan, stopped by Nusiainen right on the doorstep. Point blank chance for A.J. Ryan, and Nusiainen comes up with the save. Now Scantlebury throws a hit, but his pass to Graham cut off by Rotundi. Heinzel and Smith after that puck. Smith takes the body on Adam Heinzel. Scrum in the far corner. Ryan and Graham digging for it. Ryan able to get to the point. Shot by Rotundi. Ramps off Chartrand's stick and flies out of play. 4:35 off the clock in the Hungry Howie's second period. No goals in this frame so far, but certainly some opportunities. As Sam Gagnon, the Rockers' leader in assists this season with 3, gets set for this face-off with the Prowlers' leader in assists, Matt Graham. He has 6 through 5 games. As the shot from the point whistles just wide, Lockney sends it up towards Graham. Off his skate, couldn't control it with his stick though. Ciolik held up by Chartrand. To his side scrum as they dig away right in front of the penalty boxes. And they'll blow it dead. So we get a whistle and everybody getting untangled, and they'll find the puck under there somewhere. Chartrand picks it up. Right in front of signs that say bring back Pazika and Kafka. 2 players that the Rockers released earlier this week. Somewhat surprising, as Kafka was the overtime hero on Saturday for Motor City, and Pazika was leading the team in goals at the time of his release. Here's Lockney back in. Chartrand floated it towards the net. Couldn't find Graham's stick as he was heading towards the blue paint. Now Graham with it in the corner. Steps out, takes the shot, saved by Babin. The rebound pushed just wide. Graham couldn't put it back towards the cage with Babin sitting in the blue paint. Johnson, wrister deflected wide. Chartrand got his stick on it. Ciolik up the boards and out. Johnson settles it down. D to Petrovitsin. Up to Lockney. Has Chartrand going to the net. Lockney sent it on net. And it's stopped by Babin. Chartrand cycling it in Lockney's direction. Comes all the way to Kuhn. Tried to play it back through Lockney. And now Kuhn again. Gagnon lofts it as far as the blue line. Johnson, catch, shoot. Saved by Babin. He couldn't find the rebound, and now he does. And then Lockney upended by Milam. Chartrand has his arm around Jamison Milam. Lockney down on the ice. We'll take a timeout as Babin and James are separated as well. Just over 6 minutes gone in period 2. Still a tie game. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Live where you work. Work where you play. Is your work commute making you miserable? Quit the commute. Explore hot jobs in St. Clair County paying $40,000 to $100,000 or more. Visit stclairhotjobs.com. Spend more time doing what you love. If you're not currently living in St. Clair County, or you know friends or family that moved away but are ready to come back, then visit stclairhotjobs.com to find a new job and make the move.
Welcome back to Big Boy Arena. 13:58 left in the Hungry Howie's second period. It's 1-1 between the Prowlers and the Rockers. Want to say hi to everyone at Buffalo Wild Wings at our watch party. Every road game all season long. Check them out at Buffalo Wild Wings, whether the Prowlers are as close as Big Boy Arena or as far as the Raising Cane's River Center in Baton Rouge. It will be on the TVs in Buffalo Wild Wings in Port Huron, so be sure to join them for upcoming road games. Ben Brockway works it up the wall, got through Houlihan and kept alive by Chin. Brett Lockhart got it out to Fleck, sends Houlihan on his way. His shot glove down by Trevor Babin. Michael Houlihan getting his opportunities on net. Another shot on goal for him. Had a few last night as well. Being used in a penalty killer third line capacity is Houlihan, but he's certainly shown the ability to throw the body. As Scantleberry takes it off the face-off, his shot goes wide. This puck dumped out. Brockway stands up Ryan at the blue line. Lockhart rims it around the boards. Federley chips it past Smith, absorbs contact. Puck on Colton's stick in the Rockers' end. And now Lockhart gives it to Scantleberry. 3-on-2. Prowlers have numbers, but the pass back went off a stick. Now Vaughn trying to pull it to the slot. He shoots and he just slid it wide. Scantleberry back on net. Babin looked behind him, but he has it. Another whistle, another face-off. And a much more dominant period, at least so far, for the Prowlers than the first. Looking a little bit more like the game that we saw at McMorran Place last night. Graham and Smith, a little bit of stick fighting before this draw, and Graham kicked out. Lockney comes in to take it. Smith able to win it back. Chartrand first on it, though, and he chopped it towards the cage. Babin clipped the glove on top. We'll try it again. Same spot to Babin's right. This time puck in the corner. Chartrand able to take it from Milam. Pops out to Lockney. Goes back to the boards. And Heinzel rims it around. Chartrand behind the cage. Looking over towards Graham. Poked along by Rotundi. Rockers trying to get it out along the half wall. And they just do. Ryan, with plenty of Prowlers back, drops for Rivers, slipped it all the way through. Milam, a drive, and that one went right through Parsons' 5-hole. Graham off the boards. That was cut off by Rotundi as Graham was looking for Lockney on the home run pass. Now it's tapped to Lucas Lockney. Steps around Milam. His shot fought off by Trevor Babin. Graham below the goal line to Lockney on the half wall. Floats it across to Johnson. Now Parsons, back pass, Lockney again. Now Parsons, wrister deflected just wide. Graham looking for the wraparound. He's hit by Rotundi. Lockney took a bump away from the play. Meanwhile, Motor City is up ice. That pass didn't connect cleanly. Puck is loose, and Johnson rips it up in Graham's direction off his stick and out of play over the glass. .11:31 to go in period 2. We've played over 5 minutes without a shot from the Motor City Rockers. Prowlers have 5 shots since the Rockers' last one. Still nothing past the goaltenders in this second period. as Chin fires it out all the way down, and that will be icing. The draw coming all the way down as the Prowlers looking to beat Babin. They've had some good opportunities. Trevor Babin has stood tall, as you might expect him to if you've watched him play over the past couple of years, especially for this Motor City team where he's stolen a number of games. As James and Gagnon get set for the draw. Gagnon won it back. Alex Johnson collects in neutral ice, waits for his team to get on sides, and he dumps it back around. Rimmed all the way to the far side. Johnson touches it. There's an arm up in the air for a delayed penalty. I wasn't sure who it was on, but now that the Prowlers touched up, I believe it's going to be on them. It looks like Alex Johnson. After he released that puck, he and a rocker came together over by the Motor City bench. And it looks like Alex Johnson with the first penalty of period number 2. Rockers' man advantage is 1 for 2 so far in this game. And we'll see if Motor City can get some momentum from this. Trailing in the shots department 10-2 at this point, at least in this second period. Shots are 19-11 Prowlers for the game. As Colton walks the line, gives over to Milam, a drive deflected wide. Lucianen couldn't reel it in. Comes to Colton, center point, Milam, back to Colton. Milam again, unloads it, saved by Nusiainen, and I think he stops Sneath on the rebound as well. Now Colton, Milam, Colton. Those two continuing to play catch. Milam thought about the shot. Now he slides it down low. Centering pass to Sneath. He was knocked down as he took it. Not sure if it got all the way through to Nusiainen. Shot pass by Milam deflected over top of the cage. 45 seconds gone on the penalty to Alex Johnson. Colton. Milam had it hop away, but he's able to get it to Kuhn. Kuhn's pass eludes Baptiste, and that's as good as a Prowler clear. Halfway through the penalty to Alex Johnson, halfway through period number 2. Motor City with some new skaters out there, as Rotundi gives it over to Avery Smith, dangles on Heinzel, but he lost the puck, comes back to Rotundi, loads the wrist shot, and he shot it right into Parsons, who lost it in his equipment, and then Smith came in with a shot, and we'll get a meeting of the minds, but doesn't seem like too much more action, so we'll step aside. 9:44 to go in period 2.
See that? That's what 100% mozzarella looks like. What dough made daily looks like. What fresh ingredients and 8 irresistible flavored crusts on pizza cooked to perfection looks like. It's so much flavor, we don't even know if it's legal to have this much flavor. Now you can get that famous flavor for only $8.99. Wait, a large one-topping pizza for $8.99? That's a deal. It's a steal. No, it's a crime. Just $8.99 for a one-topping pizza full of our famous flavor. Now that's how we do a deal.
Hungry?
Howie's!
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Back here in Fraser, 9:44 left in the Hungry Howie's second period, 42 seconds to go on the Rockers power play, their third of the game. They have 2 shots on goal so far on it. The face-off will be to Nusiainen's right as both teams take the ice and get set for the draw. James and Smith will take the face-off. Prowlers haven't had a clear of their own. The only clear on this man advantage for Motor City was a missed pass by the Rockers. And they'll control again and set back up. Colton over to Rivers. trying to load the wrister, but couldn't find a space to shoot it. Colton, a shot off the glass, caroms all the way to Leas. He couldn't get it all the way out as he hit Rotundi. Rivers unloads. That one off a body. Now Smith flying around the zone. Leaves it for Colton. Down for Rivers. Looking in front. Rivers still with his head up looking for a pass. Smith between his own legs. And Nusiainen alert. Ready to make that save. As Smith had his back to the net, he just put it between his legs like he's winning a face-off. Nusiainen down on the ice, able to make the save. 4 seconds left on the penalty to Alex Johnson. So we'll see if maybe a quick face-off win here, and maybe the Prowlers can get an opportunity down ice. Rivers having some words with Scantlebury. Everybody separated. We're set for a face-off. Josh Colton lining up outside of the Prowlers zone just in case Alex Johnson is looking for the home run pass. Off the draw, Vaughn able to push it forward, and he gets it all the way down. Back to 5-on-5. Prowlers penalty kill successful. PK 2 for 3 tonight for Port Huron. They were 3 for 3 last night. Came into the game tied 3rd in the league in that category. Hooker Scantlebury has his shot stopped by Babin off the knob with a stick. Karam back to him. He covered up. So another offensive zone face-off for the Prowlers. Rotundi with a little bit of a pass at Austin Federley. Those two both from the Port Huron area. Played together growing up at times. Certainly not unfamiliar with each other. Scantlebury right to the net. That was blocked. Scantlebury able to pick it back up. Try to dump it deep. Hit Baptiste. And then Baptiste couldn't get it out. Vaughn on the forecheck. Prowlers keep it alive as Sneath steps back behind his own cage. Now the headman feed is for Baptiste. Trying to fight his way around Adam Heinzel. Puck is loose in the slot, poked at by Kuhn. He'll pick it up in the corner. Body contact there. Port Huron working it out. Here comes Scantlebury. Has Heinzel on the far side. Gave it to him. Slid down for Vaughn. Back in front looking for Scantlebury. Slid just past his stick. Scantlebury around. Gave it off. Lockhart a shot. Reiser stopped by Babin. Jam away in the crease. That shot was blocked by Lockhart as he tried to put it back on net with Babin out of position. I think that hit one of the many bodies in front. Scantlebury, little toe drag. Back for Brockway. Wrister missed high and wide. Lockhart drops for Chartrand. Curls away from Baptiste. Now Lockhart, the defenseman, in deep. Has the goal tonight. Sent it out in front, and Graham just pushed it wide. And it's dumped down ice. Brockway behind his own cage. Motor City in the midst of a change. Brockway steps out on pressure from Rivers. He got it up towards Matt Graham. Too much sauce on it. Motor City able to turn it back the other way. Brockway now retreating. He goes right up the left wing boards. Milam takes it, hits the roof, and that will draw a whistle. A little too much underneath that dump for Jamison Milam. Faceoff will be at center, but the Prowlers got a good opportunity. Lockhart, the one-timer, and the puck was loose in the crease. There was a number of bodies there. Lockhart ended up flying in on the loose puck and put it back on net, but I think it hit a leg as Babin was down in his crease and nowhere near in position to handle that shot. Here's Leas a shot, and it's kicked out by Trevor Babin. Now Rotundi around for Milam as James put his body into Ryan Rotundi. Here come the Rockers. A.J. Ryan from the outside, blockered by Nusiainen. To his side scrum in the corner, Petroditsin watching, and now he'll go in to join the fray. Smith fired it back to the point, right over Rotundi's stick. Babin plays it, watched by Fleck, and he reverses it to Rotundi. That one got through Smith, also got through Parsons. Icing waved off. Petroditsin moves it up the left wing wall. It's all the way back to the Rockers zone. Colton gave it up. And now Scantlebury has it back for Port Huron. Around in Petroditsin's direction. Rockers take control. Gagnon's pass off of James's stick and back to neutral ice. Parsons recollects in his own end, watched by Ciolik. Parsons off the boards, but it slipped through Jake Vaughn. And now it's the Rockers' turn to try and get an offensive chance going. It's Rowell dancing, but couldn't get it towards the net. Gagnon after it. Gagnon up the wall. Colton, D-to-D pass. Chin to the net, right into the big mitt belonging to Valtteri Nussiainen. Just over 5 to go in this second period. We can call that back and forth hockey, but there wasn't too much in the way of shots on goal or offensive opportunities. It was just both teams breaking it out of their own end for a little while. Faceoff will be to Nussiainen's right. Off the draw, Chartrand swoops in to steal it. I think he stepped on the puck, though. And Rotundi looks towards Baptiste. Now over towards Kuhn. He and Heinzel come together in the corner. Baptiste to the point to Rotundi. Down and around, Kuhn. Try to sweep it in front. Instead, Chartrand taking it. He goes off the boards and down ice. Baptiste back in his own end, harassed by Matt Graham. He left it for Milam. Off the boards, Kuhn. Up towards Baptiste, off his stick. Prowlers look for a counter, but Graham overskated the puck. And now it's to Sneath, all alone, stoned by Nussiainen. Prowlers lofted out of danger. Nussiainen puts out the fire. Heinzel had his shot go off of Chin and into the corner. And now Sneath works out to Baptiste. 4 Prowlers back, and the long-range shot held by Valtteri Nussiainen. What a save by Nussiainen on TJ Sneath to keep this game tied. 1-1, late second. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Back at Big Boy Arena, just over 4 to play in the Hungry Howie's second period. Still tied up at 1 goal apiece. Not for lack of trying. Shots right now 22-18 in favor of the Prowlers. 13-9 Port Huron in this period. They look to work it out. It's Houlihan. He lost it in his skates. Bounces around. And Rivers taken into the wall by Lockhart. Leas made a pass up. And it's fed out to Houlihan. Bumped back to Lockhart. Saucered in the direction of Brockway. That one got all the way through everyone. Icing waved off, though, as it dies just short of the line. Fleck sent it out. Houlihan, turnaround try. That hit Rivers. Rivers throws on the brakes, and he feeds Avery Smith. Working on Brockway. He'll try it from the outside. Couldn't find the target. Clangs off the glass. And Ryan saw that one slide out to center. Delaney off the boards, hit the linesman. Rivers comes back for it. He's watched by Fleck. Rivers left for Ryan, and now Delaney. Shot it right off of Brockway on the dump in. Chris Ciolik tried to get a touch on that puck. Instead, it comes all the way around. Ciolik went flying as he missed a check on Lockhart. Lias looking for the loose puck on the half wall. Finally gets to Houlihan. Now Gavin Fleck. Couldn't feed the middle of the ice. Federley fresh off the bench finds a loose puck. Federley down low looking for Fleck. His stick tied up by Colton. Parsons to the net. That hit Colton on the way through. Avery Smith reels that one in on the far side. Rotundi, home run pass is towards Ryan. Icing waved off, so Parsons scoops it up. Throws on the brakes, spins it to Heinzel. And Federley just touches it along. Milam puts it back the other direction. Parsons with a big hit. And the Prowlers fans in attendance cheering that one. It was Theo Rowell on the receiving end. Now the Prowlers move up with numbers. Vaughn Heinzel just missed it wide. He unloaded the one-timer. And he's a guy who certainly would love a goal. Adam Heinzel. Rowell again bounced around, this time by Vaughn. Gagnon tried a centering feed that was stymied. And Scantleberry skates out with it. Couldn't make a move. And now in comes TJ Sneath, Motor City with numbers, but a good play by Brian Parsons to take it off of Sneath's stick. Federley softly off the boards and in. Milam collects it in the corner, and he reverses in Colton's direction. Just over a minute to go in period 2. Sneath dumps it down. First on is Baptiste. He left it in the corner for Sneath. They continue to play with it below the goal line. Loose puck scooped up by Matt Graham. Out in Chartrand's direction, 2-on-2. Now 3-on-2. Down to Graham. In front, Lockney, he scores! Chartrand to Graham to Lockney. 5th of the year for Lucas Lockney, and Port Huron is in front. Well-worked rush by the Prowlers as Graham picked up the pass from Chartrand. Quick backhander, backdoor. Second backdoor goal for the Prowlers in this game. And they take the lead with under a minute to go in period 2 after tying the game with under a minute to go in period 1. So Graham and Chartrand should get the assists on that goal for Lucas Lockney. As Lockhart slides it up to Graham. Lockney's right back on it. Backhander was stopped by Babin partially, and it caroms around to neutral ice. Puck taken by Ryan over to Rivers. Back skating. Gets it to the line to Milam. 16 to go in the period. Milam down the wall. Around, Chartrand keeps it moving. Luke James lofts it only as far as the blue line. Single-digit seconds on the clock as Smith couldn't get it in front. Now Delaney centering feed. Rivers had it go off his stick as time expires. It took over 19 minutes in that second period, but we got a goal, and it was the Matt Graham line getting it done. Lucas Lockney from Graham and Chartrand at 19:18 of period 2, the only goal of the middle frame. Coming up on the second intermission report, the Moses Roses smoke break, we take a look at the top plays from the month of October for the Port Huron Prowlers. They only played 4 games, so it'll only be a top 5. It will be a top 10 for the rest of the year, but I don't want to hear any complaining about it only being half as long as it should be. But we'll have that. We'll also have the upcoming schedule for the Prowlers and much, much more. It's all coming up on the second intermission report Prowlers up on the Rockers 2-1 through 40 minutes of play here at Big Boy Arena in the Motor City Rockers home opener. Secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game on Friday, November 15th, as they host the Blue Ridge Bobcats with puck drop at McMorran Place scheduled for 7:05 p.m. Tickets are available online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or by scanning the QR code on your screen now. That's online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or scan the QR code on your screen now to be a part of the Prowlers' 10th anniversary season. 2-1 Port Huron through 40 minutes here at Big Boy Arena. Stick around. Top plays of October are coming your way next.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com. Lockney able to just get it back to Johnson. The final minute of this period. Graham to the net. Lockney scores! Second of the weekend for Lucas Lockney. Third power play goal of the night for the Prowlers, and they regain the lead. It was Graham right down low for Lockney. A perfect pass and an easy tap in. Now Federley. 57 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Float over to Johnson. He scores! Alex Johnson power play goal. We are tied. Third straight game with a goal for Alex Johnson, his 100 in his FPHL career. Spacey wrists it through. I think Nusiainen got a piece. Back in front, Nate Keeley couldn't get to go. Kramer robbed. Oh my, Nusiainen on his back, reached out the glove. He robbed Kramer. In seconds, ticking off Graham's penalty. Steffen drops it. Now Chartrand with a steal. Chartrand in. He scores! Daniel Chartrand steal and score. Prowlers are back tied up with 2 to play. Chance of Austin for the Prowlers captain. He works in slowly to that right side again. Federley. Back to the forehand. He scores! The Prowlers win it in the shootout. 3-2 your final. The captain gets it done. First victory of the season for the Prowlers.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Welcome back to Big Boy Arena. 2-1 Prowlers through 40 minutes of play, and they've gotten 2 goals in the final minute of periods, 1 in the final minute of the first and 1 in the final minute of the second, and that is how they have the lead that they have now. But both goaltenders strong in that middle frame to keep the shooters off the board for 19 plus minutes. But it was Lucas Lockney finally cashing in a backdoor feed from Matt Graham. And Lockney continues his hot start to his career as a Port Huron Prowler. His 4th game, his 5th goal. He had 2 last night. And Lockney now with 8 points in 3 games plus 2 more periods. And again, 5 of those points being goals. He had 2 and 2 last night. One of his assists got taken away, and then it was given back. So officially 2 goals, 2 assists last night for Lucas Lockney. But Daniel Chartrand, Matt Graham, Tucker Scantleberry with assists, and Brett Lockhart and Lucas Lockney with the goals for the Prowlers. Josh Colton, the only one for Motor City. AJ Ryan with his first point as a Motor City Rocker. And Eli Rivers, the helpers on that goal by Colton. But really the story has been the goaltenders. And they've had to shut down some pretty serious offensive opportunities throughout this game. Whether it was TJ Sneath on Valtteri Nusiainen, and Sneath stoned by the blocker of Nusiainen. That was late in that second period, just before the Prowlers got the goal, just a couple minutes before. And then on the other side, Trevor Babin has been on the wrong end of some scramble plays, but he's been able to fight through it and fight back and make the save and hang on to the puck. So it's been a really entertaining game at times. There's also been times where it hasn't been entertaining and both teams are struggling to put together a couple of passes. We've had everything in this game so far. The Prowlers hoping to come out of it with 3 points. And if they do, or even if they come out of it with 2 points, they can sweep the first weekend series of the season of the Battle of I-94 and put themselves ahead, and maybe, just maybe, they can prevent the Rockers from raising another regular season series champion banner, which is what I believe those banners say, the regular season versus the Prowlers champions. I think that might be what it is. Either way, it's not exactly a banner that I've ever seen raised. I mean, the closest thing to a regular season accomplishment I've seen banners raised where you see division winners or regular season champions, but never when you beat a team in a regular season series. Not only are those banners up on the far side down to our right, they also painted it in front of the road locker room that the Rockers won the Battle of I-94 in 2022-23 and 2023-24. Again, it's very interesting is what I'll put it, but so far those are the only championship banners here at Big Boy Arena. Prowlers do have a real championship banner that says Commissioner's Cup on it from their inaugural season in 2015-16. They're trying to add to that one later this season, but certainly a lot of season to go before then. And before we continue on talking about this game, let's take a look at what's next in this season for the Port Huron Prowlers. They'll head back on the road to take on the Hudson Valley Venom and the Binghamton Black Bears next weekend, mirroring that same trip that they took last weekend to New York. Hudson Valley on Friday, Binghamton on Saturday. You can tune into both of those games here on the PHP Network. I'll remember all of the equipment, so we'll have video in Newburgh this time, I promise. And be sure to head out to the Port Huron Buffalo Wild Wings for the watch parties of those games. And then come out to McMorran Place when the Prowlers host the Bobcats. 7:05 and 6:05 starts 2 weeks from now. That second game is a Casey's Kids Zone night, so be sure to bring all the kiddos out to that one. Lots of activities for the kids to do in that game, and the gaming lab will be bringing VR headsets as well for that one. So we will have all of those games again here on the PHP Network, but for the home games, be sure to come out to McMorran Place, and be sure to say hi if you see me walking around doing all kinds of busy work. Let's take a look around the league right now. Once again, the Wolves and Venom not playing tonight. That's a postponed game due to bus issues involving the Watertown Wolves. But the games that are going on, hat tricks with a 3-1 lead on the Binghamton Black Bears at the second intermission. Chase Harwell has a couple of goals for Danbury, including one that is being credited in the final second of that second period, a short-handed goal. Dashers down in Baton Rouge, first intermission there. They're up 2-1. Trey Fisher and Brandon Stoyshevsky have the goals for the Dashers hockey of Danville, Illinois, while Baton Rouge has one from Scott Chirac. 2-1 dashers there. Over to the other games, one game gone final. Gus Ford's hat trick leads the Carolina Thunderbirds past Blue Ridge 4-1. Dyson Skinner, the rookie goaltender, made 22 saves. Clay Keeley, a goal and an assist as the Thunderbirds roll at home against Blue Ridge. Mississippi still searching for its first goal in Columbus this season. Shut out last night and currently being shut out through the most of the second period. They're still going late stages of that frame. Kyle Moore, Alex Storjahan, and Brian Dunford, the tallies for the home side Columbus River Dragons. And finally, the last game going on right now. They're nearing the end of the first period, but the Monroe Moccasins and Athens Rock Lobsters are tied up at 1 goal apiece. Garrett Milan and Trigev Miniguns, pardon me, not miniguns, many guns, have the goals in that one. As we take a look, turning our attention back to our game here at the stats through 2 periods. Prowlers up on shots 23-17, and after a bit of a wild first 20 minutes on the penalty sheet, only 1 penalty in that second period. It belonged to Alex Johnson. Prowlers killed it off. So both teams up to 3 power plays so far in this game and 10 penalty minutes aside. The Prowlers will look to close this one out. Terry Nusiainen trying to pick up his 3rd win of the season and his 2nd of the weekend. As the referees are hitting the ice, we take a look once again at our PHP Network trivia question. We want to know how many players have played 100 games for the Port Huron Prowlers other than Daniel Chartrand, who is playing in game number 100 here tonight. And all 100 of those games have come with the Port Huron Prowlers. And the answer is 16 players. There have been 16 different players, skaters at least, to appear in at least 100 games as a member of the Port Huron Prowlers. They are led by the 329 from Dalton J. Matt Graham will pass him fairly soon. He's 2 games back after tonight. And it goes all the way down to 101 for Zach Zulkanich, former Prowler and Motor City Rocker. Josh Colte has 102 for the Prowlers. Out there on the ice now for Motor City. Trevor Babin stretching out in the goal crease to our right. He has made 22 saves on 23 Prowlers, or 21 saves on 23 Prowlers shots. While Terry Nusiainen in the goal crease to our left. He's stopped 18 of 19 Motor City shots in this game so far. Not sure what we're waiting for here. Both teams on the ice. The referees are hanging out right at the center dot. All 4 men in stripes having a conversation. I don't see anybody who works at the arena out on the ice. I don't see any kind of maintenance issue being dealt with right now. And it looks like we're all set to go now. I believe. And now we're ready to go. Austin Federley will draw against TJ Sneath to begin period number 3 here at Big Boy Arena. Prowlers with a 1-goal lead, and we're underway in the final frame of regulation. The last shot on net, the goal by Lucas Lockney in the final minute of period 2. Now the Prowlers looking for more. Vaughn a shot, rising and controlled by Babin. Jake Vaughn looking for his first goal of the season. He had a couple last year after joining the Prowlers as a college signing at the end of the season. 5 games, 2 goals for him. Was in camp with the South Carolina Stingrays in the the ECHL. He worked his way up to the coast, at least to start training camp, and now back in Port Huron. Josh Colton goes D to D to Rotundi. He works his way to the red line, right in on Nusiainen, who drops it, and he leaves it for Brockway. Quickly around the net, Brockway pass off to Vaughn. Brockway joining the rush as Vaughn flips it towards the cage off the back glass. Brockway cycles it down low to Scantlebury. Out in front looking for Graham. Colton stepped in front, and here comes Rivers. Now Baptiste tried to dangle his way through. Petroditsin did all he could to keep that play from happening, and then Johnson was tripped up. No arms up in the air. Meanwhile, Scantlebury dancing his way through, and he couldn't pick it up on the other side to get a good shot off. He got in too tight. Al Baptiste makes a move between his own legs, stopped by Nusiainen. They blow it dead as the net came off. I think Nusiainen had it held anyway. So they'll blow things dead and they'll put the net back on. Early stages of this third period, pardon me. Let's Go Rockers chants coming down from what has to be a record crowd at a Rockers game. Most people I've seen in these seats, certainly, in the 3 seasons that we've been coming here. And we've seen some light crowds. Prowlers have been here more than any other team in the FPHL. We've seen some sparse crowds. We've seen some pretty good crowds. And we've always seen crowds that involve road fans for the Port Huron Prowlers. Chartrand gloves this one down. Graham after it. He gets into the offensive zone, takes the shot, goes high and wide. Chartrand down and around. Graham grabs it on the half wall, up to the point. Heinzel put it back deep. Lockney. Down to Graham at the side of the net. Graham looking for a pass. Gets it back to Lockney, but he couldn't pull it to the backhand with a couple of rocker sticks in the way. And it's sent down to Port Huron ice. Motor City making changes. Parsons quick up to Graham. Leaves for Lockney. His shot was fanned on. Lockney leaves it in the corner. Graham back to Lockney again. Chased down by Gagnon. Left it for Graham around the net. Graham tried a turnaround shot off of Colton's skate. Heinzel tried to push it back down the wall. Puck pops out to center, but Graham collects, gives back to Parsons. Prowlers regrouping as they begin to change. Chartrand bounces it in. Luke James fresh off the bench, heading after it with Chin. Moved over to the near side. Battled for on the half wall. Try and pull it off the wall, and finally comes behind the net to Chin. And back over to the near side wall. I wish they wouldn't play over here. I can't see what's going on from this vantage point. Out comes Rowell. Rowell turns and fires to the net, deflected and kicked out by Nusiainen with the left pad. Fleck out the other way. Leas has to catch up to that pass. Plays it around the back to James. Back to Leas. Fleck slid it on net, and Babin grabs it with the blocker to freeze play. That shot came in and was deflected on Nusiainen down at the Prowlers' end. He kicked out the pad, but the rebound was right there. Sneath was tied up by a Prowlers defenseman. And luckily Port Huron able to escape there. So James and Sneath in on this faceoff. James wins it forward. Quick shot off of Babin's mask. Kuhn slides it to Baptiste from the outside. Kick save by Nusiainen. Rebound Fleck. Well, Brockway and Kuhn were in a battle away from the puck. Baptiste couldn't skate in with Kuhn still offside. It's late offside. Rockers touch up. Lockhart to Fleck. Rink wide feed. Scantlebury backs up as he collects the pass. Toe drag shot. Waffle boarded by Babin. Rivers behind his own cage, watched by Scantleberry as Motor City starts its breakout. Milam. Quick up towards Ryan. He's tied up there with Petroditsin. And now Rivers lost it off his skate. Vaughn dangles in. Vaughn stops up in the corner. Ryan puts him into the wall there. Federley to the point. Petroditsin's shot goes wide. Avery Smith had his pass go right off of Austin Federley. Vaughn in on the backhand. He curls. Tried to slide it down towards Federley. That hit his skate. Smith has a man breaking. He'll get it to Ryan. Ryan back towards Smith. Rivers in the middle of the ice, and Johnson gets down to block it. Pop back out in front, and Colton shot off a stick. A little chaotic moment there for Port Huron. Rotundi looks to turn it right back up. Prowlers trying to get a quick change in. Colton flying in. Outside try off the arm of Nusiainen. Settled down by Ciolik. Now in the corner, Heinzel moves it around to the far side. Lockney bangs it off the boards all the way down. That will be icing, but now waved off. Good hustle by Daniel Chartrand. He's taken in hard on the end wall after negating that icing with some good hustle. Chartrand back to his skates. Puck was still there. Now it slides to the corner where Graham picks it up. Graham back towards the net. Blocked by traffic. Parsons calmly down towards Lockney. Lockney gets out high. Gives over to Graham. But the net is off behind Trevor Babin, so they blow it dead. So before people start complaining about the Prowlers goaltenders knocking the net off, Trevor Babin just did it with no play around him. 14 minutes to go in period number 3. Still a 1-goal game. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's.
Prowlers, early stages of the third period. They're leading in the shots department 4-3 in the period and 27-22 right now for the game. As Austin Federley slides in for this offensive zone faceoff against Avery Smith. Tie up off the draw. Scantleberry tried to send it towards the net. That pinballed behind the cage. Smith rubs Federley out along the wall. Vaughn sends it down deep, and Rotundi around the boards. Parsons pinches in to keep it alive. Now it's sent out to Colton. He gets the red line, dumps it in, and the Rockers getting fresh bodies out on the ice. Adam Heinzel makes a move, but his pass right to TJ Sneath. Motor City on the regroup. Scantleberry providing some pressure. Chin able to get his pass up, and Sneath works his way in, trying to go around Parsons, who doesn't let him by and sends him to the ice. Now Delaney gets to the slot, but it just slid off his stick and right to Scantleberry's tape. Vaughn to Heinzel on the right wing side. He flies in, stops up, fed a pass across, got through Graham, and ended up with Sneath. Graham ties up with Baptiste. Graham kicking it along, comes out with the puck, tried to make a pass. He had Chartrand a couple of feet away, but instead the Rockers get it out. Lockhart to Brockway. Red line, Motor City blue, floats it right on net, and Babin punches it away. Chin moves it along. Out comes Rowell. Pushed back by Brockway, and here comes James the other way. Plenty of rockers back. James's shot off a leg. And moving the other direction is Motor City. The home run feed was for Rowell, but it's collected by Brockway instead. His pass, though, behind Luke James. He couldn't reach it, and that will be icing against the Prowlers as those two get their signals crossed. The Prowlers won't be able to change. Referees making sure that they don't. Bit of a mixed line out there right now as Lockney and Chartrand are out there with Luke James as the center. Again, Port Huron unable to change after the icing. Lockhart around the net. And Lockhart with a full head of steam gets the red line, dumps it in, but he didn't get it deep. James does get it deep, and now Chartrand and Lockney can get to the bench. Rotundi watched by James. Over to the far side it goes. Baptiste pulls up, and he gets it to Smith. Petroditsin stands up Avery Smith. And Lias moves out the other direction. 2-on-2 with Houlihan. Lias just chips it in. Babin out to play it with the goal stick. Sent it over to the wall. James over to Lias. Now Houlihan from a sharp angle. That one stopped by Babin and caromed over top of the cage behind the net. James shoved down by Colton. Puck sent right into Luke James, who's still trying to get back to his feet. Now it slips out, and Houlihan first on it. Up to Johnson at the line, but he fumbled it. Comes out to neutral ice. Johnson off the far boards and turned up by Scantleberry. Now Houlihan makes a move to the outside. His shot didn't get all the way to the net. Federley partially knocked away the outlet feed. Sneath able to dump it around. Heinzel avoids a check from Adam Kuhn, who went spinning to the ice. And now it's Federley with Vaughn. Drops it to him. Vaughn's shot just missed that far post, and it goes off the glass and over, out of play. Less than 10.5 left in this third period. Both teams getting some opportunities. Still no goals in the frame. A low-scoring affair between the Prowlers and the Rockers, and why not two of the better goaltenders in this league. Babin on reputation from his career, and Nusiainen from his start this season. They're in between the pipes, and they put on a show. Scantleberry held up by Chin, kicked along to Federley. Out high it comes to Parsons. Wrister through traffic off of Delaney's foot. Baptiste put it to an area. It's chopped along and on to Sneath. As Baptiste going to the net, Sneath from the outside, sent it all the way through the crease. And sent back out to the neutral zone. Delaney right off the corner boards. Nusiainen stops it behind the cage. Ciolik bumped into Parsons, who went sliding into the net. He's back to his skates. Meanwhile, puck held up along the corner boards to a side scrum that Graham pulls it out of. Chartrand starts the engines. He moves up and dumps it in. Chartrand after it, and he's the first one on it himself. 3 Rockers, 2 Prowlers in this scrum. Gagnon comes out with the puck. But his headman feed hit Lockhart, who then hit Gagnon with the dump in. They say before the game, look out for flying pucks, but I don't think that message is for the players. We've seen plenty of guys hit with pucks tonight, and when they were not meaning to block shots, certainly. Here's Gagnon, leaving it in the corner. Port Huron looking to work it out, and they do. Milam harassed by Lockney. James takes the puck, but his shot off of Milam's stick and lands softly below the goal line. Chartrand finishes his check on Ryan. Now it's Rivers 2-on-2 into the zone with Smith. And then Nusiainen tried to cover it. Oh, he didn't have it. It's swept away, and that starts a Prowler rush. Shorttrand has a man going to net, to the trailer, jumps in. Couldn't get the first one through. Save made by Babin on the second attempt. Oh boy, well, Terry Nusiainen on one end tried to cover the puck. He thought he had it under his glove. It was sitting right there. Prowler's able to swipe it out of danger and ended up with an on-man rush the other way. Things settling down now as Milam sends it up. It's Heinzel hustling after Kuhn in the corner. They both go down to the ice. Now Baptiste gets to the side of the cage. He's stopped by Nusiainen. Puck behind the net. Petroditsin first on it. And now Sneath. Down the boards, Baptiste. Kuhn in the corner. Left it there. Federley comes in to rescue it for the Prowlers. And Adam Heinzel with some skating space sends it up to Jake Vaughn, who tips it in. Quick up by Babin. Only finds Parsons, who's fresh off the bench. Fed up in the direction of Vaughn. And he did not get a touch on it, they say. So it's icing against the Prowlers with 7:10 to go in period 3. Port Huron still with a 1-goal lead. You are watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
EDA, providing local business support for over 70 years. And helping to boost our region's workforce, retain and attract talent. Working to grow the local economy and the flow of money into our community to help businesses be profitable and successful. Focused on improving the region's economic strength and quality of life for residents. To learn more about the EDA of St. Clair County, visit edascc.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 7:10 to go in period number 3. Prowlers still with a 1-goal lead, 2-1 over the Motor City Rockers. And after the icing, they'll have to defend a face-off to Alteri Nusiainen's right. Draw comes to the wall. Worked up to the line, Rotundi dumps it back down deep. Now sent around, Scantleberry onto Vaughn. Gets the red line and he sends it in. Babin hands off for Rotundi. Fumbled it, got it back, and his floater was bounced away by Scantleberry. And Chartrand retains possession for Port Huron. Parsons over to Brockway. Prowlers finishing up a change as Parsons sends a lead pass in the direction of Chartrand. He got a touch on it, so no icing. Came all the way around. Smith dumped it in. Nusiainen collects it behind his own net, and he'll keep it moving to this side. Now the Prowlers work out. Chartrand has Federley going to the net. Couldn't slide it to him. And Tim Delaney turns it back the other way. Avery Smith on the right wing side. Little toe drag to the forehand. And he's stoned by Nusiainen as Avery Smith was looking for a highlight reel goal. Little toe drag to the middle of the ice. Got to the backhand, and Nusiainen stuck with him the whole way. And another big save from Alteri Nusiainen. Keeps his team in front. Smith wins this faceoff clean, but a little too clean as it escapes Milam in the zone. Delaney fired it up to Rivers. Bounce off the boards, indirect feed to Ryan. He caught a stick up high. And the Prowlers will be shorthanded, leading by 1 with 5:52 to go in the third. Daniel Chartrand, the guilty party, he knew it immediately. And the first penalty of the third period. We only had one penalty in the second. Rockers back to the man advantage for the fourth time in this game. They are 1 for 3. And this is their big opportunity to get back tied up in this game. The Graham and Sneath on the draw, won by the Rockers, and they set up. Rotundi walking the line, gives over to Baptiste. Down low it comes, sent towards the net, but blocked. Rotundi from straight on, watched by Graham, gives to Baptiste. Heinzel got down in the shooting lane. Baptiste found a way through, but right into Nusiainen's glove. Minute 39 left on the 2-minute high sticking penalty to Daniel Chartrand. Off this draw, Baptiste back to the line. And Rotundi, they set up again. Rockers have had a lot of offensive zone time on their power plays. Prowlers have struggled to clear. Rotundi winds. Colton, who has the power play goal for the Rockers, gives back to Rotundi. He lost his balance, and Graham takes the puck, delayed offsides against Motor City. Lockhart off the boards all the way down. Crowd wanted a penalty as Rotundi lost his balance. Port Huron making changes. Poked off of Baptiste's stick and sent back down ice by Houlihan. 55 seconds left in the penalty to Chartrand. Delayed penalty coming against the Prowlers. The arm is up in the air on the referee, all the way back in the Prowlers zone. And Nusiainen touches up. The penalty will be called a 5-on-3 against the Prowlers. And a big opportunity for the Motor City Rockers to tie the score up. We'll have it for you when we come back here on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken bag, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We invite you to tune in to our next broadcast on Friday, November 8th, when the Prowlers visit the Hudson Valley Venom. Puck drop is scheduled for 7 p.m. The pregame show starts at 6:45. It's all right here on the PHP Network, and you can watch that game and all Prowlers road games this season at the Port Huron Buffalo Wild Wings. 5 minutes are up on the board against Michael Houlihan. So it'll be a 5-minute major for spearing, is what I've been told. So the Prowlers will be shorthanded for the rest of regulation. It's a 5-on-3 for 39 seconds. And Port Huron nursing a 1-goal lead. And the biggest test for the penalty kill this season so far is coming right here. Must have been something that happened behind the play. I didn't see it, as the Prowlers clear it down right off the jump. So Federley, Brockway, and Johnson are first on the PK for Port Huron. Chartrand will join them when he gets out of the box. Colton pulls up, walks to the middle of the ice, straight down, and it's shot gloved by Nusiainen as Colton stared him down from the high slot. So Michael Julian gets a match penalty for spearing. Are we getting another TV timeout here? Looks like another TV timeout, so we'll give the sponsors another look here on the PHP Network.
EDA, providing local business support for over 70 years. And helping to boost our region's workforce, retain and attract talent. Working to grow the local economy and the flow of money into our community to help businesses be profitable and successful. Focused on improving the region's economic strength and quality of life for residents. To learn more about the EDA of St. Clair County, visit edascc.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
So that is our fourth media timeout of this third period. 4:08 left to go in regulation. Prowlers clinging to a one-goal lead. They'll have to defend the Rockers' man advantage for the rest of regulation. 17 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Then will be 5-on-4s. Milam unloads, blocked by Brockway, the one-timer. And he gets taps from the bench. Sent back to Colton. Milam, another block by Brockway on the one-timer. A.J. Ryan steps out. His shot blocked and sent down ice. Shortran after it, but Babin comes out of his goal crease to play it. He flubs it. Shortran gloved by Babin, and he'll hang on. That was an adventure for Trevor Babin as the puck was rolling. If it was flat, Shortran would have caught up to it and would have had a breakaway chance. But instead, Babin flubbed it. Shortran couldn't get a good angle as Babin was going back to the crease, and Babin made the save. But how about the blocked shots from Ben Brockway? 2 one-timers from Jamison Milam, and Brockway eating those pucks, keeping the Prowlers ahead. It is 5-on-4 for the rest of this hockey game, barring any more penalties. Rotundi up the left wing side. He dumps it around. We'll keep an eye on Trevor Babin for you a little bit early right now. We'll see if the Rockers want to get that 6-on-4 advantage as Colton's shot goes off the side of the cage. Work it out high to Rotundi. Gave it across to Baptiste. Back to Rotundi. Winds. Gives down low. Colton. Out high Rotundi. Puck was on edge. And now Colton again, walks up high, his shot, hit Nusiainen in the mask, may have changed direction on the way through the traffic. Luke James gets it all the way down. Babin slides all the way into the corner to get a quick up. Nusiainen trying to clear it himself, he hit a rocker, and Rotundi able to keep it in. Baptiste. Back to the line, Rotundi a drive, and it's gloved by Valtteri Nusiainen. 2:33 left in regulation. Motor City switching up the power play unit. Let's see who Port Huron leaves out there on the ice. Lockhart came on for a moment, but now he heads off. It seems a timeout has been called by the Motor City Rockers. What a game this has been. A low-scoring one, but not for lack of chances. Both teams getting their opportunities. And the only coach on the bench right now for Motor City that I can see, at least on the game sheet, is Jamison Milam, who is a player assistant. Matt Graham, Alex Johnson, of course, there for the Prowlers. But again, no Steve Shannon. We've were given word before this game that he is no longer with the team. I apparently accidentally broke that news on this broadcast. I thought that was more common knowledge, but here we are, and it is a much closer game than last night. Prowlers won that one 5-1 fairly easily. This one has been a grind. And their penalty kill is facing a big test. Still 2:33 to go in the third, and once again, with it being a 5-minute major, the Rockers can, one, score as many times as they like, and two, will be up a man for the rest of regulation. Babin all the way at the top of the hash marks, looking towards the bench, and I assume if Motor City wins the faceoff, that's where he'll go. But instead the Prowlers win it, and he retreats slightly. Brockway sends it all the way down. Now Milam takes it, watched by Chartrand. Babin heading over to the bench. So it will be a 6-on-4 attack for Motor City as they enter the zone. That puck goes over top of the glass, out of play, off the stick of Rotundi. So he tried to put it back deep. Though 2:10 to go, face-off coming deep in Prowler ice. Fans at Big Boy Arena trying to urge their team on to find a tying goal. Prowlers looking to defend. It's Federley and Sneath in on this face-off. Won by Motor City. Smith gets it back to the point. Rotundi, D to D. Milam winds, sends it down low. Milam, Ryan. Milam, one-timer, and he sent it wide. Rivers collects, and he's stopped by Nusiainen. And then the pass by Ryan gets past Milam all the way down ice, and it rolls just past the goal line. Minute 45 left to go in regulation. Milam, right wing side, it's Smith working his way in. Smith all the way around the cage. Ends up on the near side half wall, and he passes it off to Milam. Ryan, Smith blows the one-timer, saved by Nusiainen. Puck bouncing around, cleared out of the crease by Heinzel. Rotundi, Milam, Ryan, and his shot swallowed up by Nusiainen with 1:19 on the clock. As the first shot came in, Nusiainen made the save, and then it was chaos in front as the rebound. Rivers didn't get all of it, and it slid into the crease, and Adam Heinzel alertly just able to clear it out of danger. .79 seconds left to go. It's tied up on the faceoff. Johnson finds it in the corner and bounces it past the point man. It rolls and just past the empty net. Colton up to Rotundi. He dumps it around. Johnson from behind the net. This one going all the way down off the back wall. Chartrand first there, and he deposits it into the empty cage. Boom goes the dynamite. First shorthanded goal of the season for the Prowlers. And a huge one. The empty netter with 52 to go in this third period. And it's another hustle play from Daniel Chartrand, who negated an icing earlier in this game with his hustle. Almost got a breakaway out of the penalty box, hustling for a loose puck. And this time, he gets rewarded. And second of the weekend for Chartrand. He scored the opening goal last night. The Prowlers get some breathing room in the final minute of this third period. Still down a man, as they will be for the rest of regulation. Babin coming out of his net. He's looking towards the bench, but nobody calling him. Baptiste cuts the middle of the ice, tried to slide it down low. Lockhart was down to block it, ended up upending Baptiste. A shot by Colton rises over top, and Karam's out to Motor City ice. Final 10 seconds ticking off of this one. Stick taps for the Prowlers penalty kill as Port Huron hangs on to sweep the weekend against the Motor City Rockers. Your final tonight, 3-1 in favor of the Prowlers. They sweep the weekend, outscoring Motor City 8-2 over the two games. Valtteri Nusiainen, 31 saves on 32 shots tonight after 26 saves on 27 shots last night. He was spectacular again. And Port Huron, after again an easy one last night, escapes this one here tonight. We'll certainly have to find out more about Michael Houlihan's fate after he was sent off for spearing. That was the 5-minute major that sent the Prowlers to the penalty kill for the rest of regulation, but they get the empty net goal shorthanded from Daniel Chartrand, and they win the game by a final of 3-1. Stick around. The Port Huron Prowlers PHP Network post-game show is next.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com. Prowlers, your final here from Big Boy Arena. Will Wiggleman back with you on the PHP Network. It's time for the post-game show. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight as the Prowlers made this one certainly interesting. They get the spearing major on Michael Houlihan within the final 5 minutes. They ended up on a 5-on-3 penalty kill at that point. Then it went to 5-on-4. Finally, they were able to get the empty netter, courtesy of Daniel Chartrand, as the Prowlers' first shorthanded goal of the season, and the second one the Rockers have given up this year. But hey, the Prowlers have won back-to-back games for the first time this season. They've won their first regulation game last night and their second regulation game tonight, and certainly an opportunity to go on a bit of a run now. They gain some confidence, and now they go to see a couple of teams that they've already seen next weekend in the Black Bears and the Venom. But before we get there, let's talk about this game and go down goal by goal. Started in the first period. Prowlers were down 5-on-3 just as Austin Federley stepped out of the box to make it a 5-on-4. Josh Colton stepped over to the left wing circle and fired a shot high on Valtteri Nusiainen, the 5'9" goaltender for the Port Huron Prowlers, who plays bigger than 5'9", but that time Colton able to catch him up high to open the scoring. AJ Ryan and Eli Rivers get the assists on that goal. Brett Lockhart tied the game up, final minute. He started a rush with Tucker Scantleberry, and a give and go. Lockhart to Scantleberry, back to Lockhart, backdoor play, first of the year for number 18 in the final minute of period one. That tied things up at 1. we go to the final minute of the second period as the goaltenders were perfect through the first 19 minutes and change, but the Prowlers with a well-worked 3-on-2. Daniel Chartrand to Matt Graham to Lucas Lockney. Another backdoor goal for the Prowlers. That made it 2-1 Port Huron. Then in the third, how about another goal in the final minute for the Prowlers? This time the empty netter, or Daniel Chartrand, after the Prowlers killed off the 5-on-3. They got to 5-on-4, but then it was still a lengthy man advantage. The final 4.5 minutes the Prowlers spent on the penalty kill, but Alex Johnson dumped it all the way down the ice, and Daniel Chartrand hustle play first on it, and he put home his second of the weekend and fourth goal of the season in his 100th career FPHL game. And that was the final goal tonight, 3-1 for the Port Huron Prowlers. They have not announced the 3 stars of the game. We will try to find out. We'll try and find out as we go to commercial break before we wrap up this post-game show, the 3 stars of the game tonight. But the Prowlers get the victory, 3-1 your final, and they sweep the weekend with the Motor City Rockers. Prowlers move to 3-2-1, above 500 for the first time this season, 9 points now. Meanwhile, the Rockers are now 2-4, 5 points, and they drop their first home game of the season as the Prowlers' first win away from McMorran Place this season. We will be right back. When we come back, maybe we'll find out the stars of the game, and we'll also take one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard and wrap this one up here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, Will Wiggleman with you one final time. We are still chatting about the 3 stars of the game, so we'll let you know when they come to a final decision on that. But before we get there, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard one final time. All the other games going on around the FPHL tonight with plenty of action in both the Empire and Continental divisions. And we start with the games in the Empire division as the Danbury Hat Tricks defeated the Binghamton Black Bears by a score of 4-3 in overtime. in Binghamton. That one, a really good game, as the Black Bears came back from 2 down in the third to tie it. But Josh LaBelle, that one actually a shootout, pardon me. That is a shootout win for Danbury. So a shootout win for the Hat-Tricks. Josh LaBelle scoring the winner in round 8. Round 8. That was a long shootout between the Hat-Tricks and the Black Bears. 4-3 again, your final in favor of the roadside Danbury. Meanwhile, it's 4-3 Baton Rouge. Make it 5-3 now as the Zydeco have scored again. They lead the Dashers down at Raising Cane's River Center. Again, 5-3 the score there, with the Zydeco trying to close that one out there in the second period. And in a moment, we will move over to the Continental Division games, as that slate also very big tonight. Everybody in action in the FPHL tonight, as a final in Winston-Salem, 4-1 Carolina, the final there. Columbus still up 3-0 on Mississippi there in the third period, and Monroe has a 2-1 lead on Athens in period 2. That one going on and down in Monroe. The Moccasins with that 2-1 lead. So we have found out the 3 stars of the game tonight. They are Josh Colton, the 3rd star with a goal. Lucas Lochte, the game-winning goal. He is tonight's 2nd star. And Daniel Chartrand, a goal and an assist, is the 1st star of the game tonight at Big Boy Arena, as the Prowlers win it by a final score of 3-1. One more reminder, tune in to our next broadcast on Friday, November 8th. Prowlers will visit the Hudson Valley Venom. Pregame show starts at 6:45 before a 7 o'clock puck drop, and we'll have it for you here. Tune in at home or tune in at Buffalo Wild Wings in Port Huron. But for now, I'm Will Wiggleman. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next time on the PHP Network.